welcome to this week's Travel Talk show. This week we're going to talk with some of our hosts from our tours. These are the wonderful women that go on our tours from the Women's Travel Club and make sure that your tour is as perfect as possible and that you have as good a time as possible. Just a little note, if you have questions along the way, you can certainly answer them. We will try and keep track of the chat and the questions as they come in, and then that way you can catch things while they are relevant. Also, we are just waiting for Kirsten to join us. She is probably a very integral part of our tour host, being that it's kind of her realm to take care of guest experiences, and she looks after all the tour hosts and make sure everybody's doing a good job. But Kirsten's day job is a veterinarian. And on a personal note, and a very big thank you to Kirsten. Kirsten has been doing surgery, emergency surgery on my cat all morning. So Kirsten is a bit of a hero, for at least in my books, and saved my cat, but we're just kind of waiting for her to be able to join us. And she'll just pop in as soon as she can. In the meantime, I'm going to introduce who we have here, and we can get started with a little bit of background. So for those that don't know, when we run tours, we have a host from the Women's Travel Club that goes on each tour. And they are there to kind of just be a liaison with the tour to make sure everybody's having a really good time, to kind of catch any issues as they happen and fix them, so that instead of coming back from a trip and saying, oh, well, this went wrong, as soon as something seems to be not going as smoothly as we'd like, they can step in and fix it right away. So that is kind of the reason behind having a tour host. These are not the guides. So any tour you go on, you will have a local guide. And the local guide is the one that knows the area, knows the sites. They're going to introduce you to their area, to their tour. The tour host is just going to make sure that you're enjoying yourself, and is just kind of a little concierge. So they're not going to know when the next bathroom break is, and they're not going to know, how long till lunch. They're gonna have to ask the tour guide that, because these wonderful women are traveling the world on various tours, and they might have done this tour before, but it might have been a year ago, and they might have done 6 other tours since then. So they're not going to remember where every bathroom stop is. But the tour guide will. So you've got a little bit of both on the tours to make sure everything goes perfectly. So I'm just going to go through everybody. I'll do a little bit of an introduction to who they are, and then they're going to tell you a little bit about themselves, so you can kind of get to know everybody. I'll start with myself. So I am Marianne. I am the founder of the Women's Travel Club. And my day-to-day job in the Women's Travel Club is in the marketing department. So I do all the website updates and keep the website going. I do, Facebook. I do any ads that we have. A lot of the background IT kind of stuff in the different programs that we use, I set up. So that's kind of where I am all day doing that type of thing. I live in Fonthill, Ontario. I live with my husband and our 3 kids. We have a blended family, so we have 3 kind of almost adult kids getting in like the 18, 19 years of age, kind of getting into post-secondary. They're getting fairly self-reliant, which is good, because in a normal year when we're traveling, I could be away a fair bit. We have 3 dogs, 3 big dogs, and 2 cats, one who's a little poorly right now, but he seems to be doing okay. And definitely the Women's Travel Club is what I do full-time every day. So once Kirsten joins us, we will introduce her, but in the meantime, we're gonna move on to the other wonderful women that are here. And next thing I introduce Debbie. Debbie is our programming director and kind of my second in command. She does all the tour planning and operations. So she's the one that's kind of putting together the tours and dealing with the suppliers, making sure everything is very good with the tours, booking people onto the tours as the bookings come in, and that type of thing. Hi, Debbie, you want to tell us a bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. Obviously, my name's Debbie. I was born and raised in Niagara Falls, so tourism's been a great part of my life from a very young age. My parents love to travel, so I've been traveling since I was little. I now live in a small community just outside of Niagara Falls called Stevensville, and I live with my family. I live with my husband, Jeff, and we just celebrated our 23rd wedding anniversary last week, and my 20-year-old son, Evan, and our dog, Buddy. I've been in the travel business for well over 30 plus years, and for the last 6 years, I've been working with Marianne at the Women's Travel Club. I also had my own business as well in the travel, dealing with my own clients, but that's not around anymore right now due to COVID. So I've been focusing straight with the Women's Travel Club right now. So that's a little bit about me.
Thanks, Debbie. And next we'll have Irene. Irene is, her official title is Accounting and Operations. She is basically Debbie's right hand and really helps Debbie with everything. And she also is probably who you're going to connect with if you go on the chat or call in. She's usually your first person that you'll connect with. And she also looks after all insurance, travel insurance for anybody that needs travel insurance to go with their tours. So Irene, do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. Yep, Irene, I hope you can hear me okay. Yes. So to introduce myself, I don't think I have much of an accent left anymore, but I was born and grew up in, yeah, I'm not sure, maybe a little bit. Born and grew up in England and had the good fortune to emigrate to Canada in the late 70s. And I've been here ever since. Truly a blessing, great country. So my husband and I are, well, he's retired now. I had the chance to retire from my field, which was engineering, and have the good fortune to be able to, except not now, to get into travel. And I'm a travel advisor, and I thoroughly enjoy helping with the Women's Travel Club. It really is super, and it's great connecting with all those wonderful ladies out there, women, sorry, with those women out there. So anything else I need to say? I don't think I forgot anything. Let me check my list. Nope, I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. So passing it on. Great to meet you all.
And we also have Linda here. Linda is a tour host who specifically hosts our riding tours. So Linda has a great job and she's a very accomplished person. So she's going to tell us a bit about herself.
Hi, everyone, and welcome. Of course, my name's Linda. And hang on a sec, I got to put down this little blind dog. That's why. I live in a little town called Port Robinson in Niagara. I've been a riding instructor and a trainer for the last 40 years. I've been very fortunate to do that. I have 5 children, 4 grandchildren in our blended family. Also 2 dogs, 5 horses, 2 cats, and 6 guinea hens. We cannot forget the guinea hens. Yeah, the whole neighborhood knows the guinea hens, but everybody's happy because they don't have ticks. And 4 grandchildren. I think I said that. The grandkids all love to come here and be around the horses and everything that we have. Yeah, horses are my life. They've been my whole entire life. I couldn't imagine being without them. I love working for Marianne and the company and all the ladies that are involved with the company as well, and look very, very forward to next year.
Thanks, Linda. So, like we mentioned, Kirsten is not just with us yet. Hopefully she will be joining us as soon as she can. And she is the guest experience manager. So she kind of looks after all our clients. She's the one that wants, her prime goal in the whole business is to make sure that everybody is happy and has the best time possible on their tours, and she's very good at it. But her day job is a veterinarian, and that has kind of called her way a little bit today, so hopefully she will be back to join us shortly. And we do have a couple other tour hosts that aren't here because they have day jobs also that they can get away from to do this. So Melissa and Sarah are also just not here right now, but they are with us in spirit. So let's start with looking at what kind of tours that you like to host for our tour leaders. We all have kind of a favorite type of tour or favorite destination or things that we more lend ourselves to than others. So let's hear what everybody, their favorites are. So Debbie, you want to start and tell us what kind of tours you would gravitate to?
Sure. Well, I'm actually up for almost anything.
Right now.
The old world charm of Europe, walking the cobblestone streets, visiting the Prague, which you can find on its river cruise. One is my favorite. Is probably my favorite. Medieval old towns such as Tallinn, Estonia, fires on the churches spilled blood in both on our Baltic coming up next year, visiting gardens, tulips, and other tulip time river, riding a camel in Morocco, into the Sahara, New York City at Christmas, learning the country music. So I also love stingrays and boar, or maybe just relaxing and watching Greece and eat. I hope you will join me on the Women's Travel Club. I certainly look.
Thank you, Debbie. I am just going to, Kirsten's trying to get in, so I'm just going to try and get her into the meeting. In the meantime, Linda, why don't you tell us a bit about the tours that you like to host?
Well, that's pretty easy, as you can guess. Anything with a horse. Horses are my passion, so traveling anywhere with horses involved, couldn't get any better than that. Yeah, for me that's pretty simple. Anything with a horse, over beaches, through the mountains, through the small little quaint towns of wherever we may go. Yeah, just anything with a horse is my go-to.
I could understand. Oh, Kirsten. Oh, she's got it.
The Azores is going to be amazing on a horse.
Yay!
What's that?
The Azores are going to be amazing.
Oh,
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'm
Hi,
very
Kristen.
much.
Hey, Kirsten, I think
She's
you're
on
still muted. Oh, there we go.
Oh my, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry to be late.
That's okay. I've explained to everybody
Okay.
where you've been and what's been happening today.
Yeah, he
So,
just took a very long time to recover because he's had a pretty rough day.
oh, poor baby.
Yes. Okay, please carry on. Oh, from Leslie Morgan to all panelists, what type of riding? I grew up with English Hunter.
Oh, okay. So
Hi,
that's for Linda.
And hi, Leslie.
Hi, Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. It will be English riding. Some experience necessary. And for the amount of time you're going to be on a horse, you're going to want to have your bum and your legs a little fit and be able to sort of go for a few hours at a time. But English, yeah.
English riding.
And there's the sound cutting in and out, I think is usually when Debbie is talking, and it's because Debbie lives out in kind of a small town in the middle of nowhere and the internet isn't always the best. So she might cut in and out a bit, and we just have to kind of bear with that and hope for the best. So Kirsten, I did
Yes.
a bit of an introduction about you and just that you're in charge of guest experience management. Maybe you want to just tell people a bit about who you are and what you do besides being a vet, because I've told them all about that.
Okay. So we're like vet focused, or are we travel focused right now?
Well, we just introduced ourselves, kind of where we live and
Yep. All right.
kind of life a bit.
All right. Well, my name is Kirsten Ness. My day job is I'm a veterinarian, small animal veterinarian. And sorry I'm late. Marianne's cat had a very urgent problem this morning, and it was a pretty big disaster in there. Can I just tell you? So we've been reconstructing a kitty for the last 2.5, 3 hours. So he is, anyway, he's doing well. I live in St. Catharines, though I was born in Quebec, just outside of Montreal. And most of my family lived in Quebec until we lived there till I was 6. And then, but there's still some family there. The rest is pretty much Ontario now. There was that whole 1970s Quebec thing, didn't go so well. They all left. So then in Marianne I met because Marianne was a client way back in the day when I used to work at the emergency clinic here in St. Catharines. Sorry, yes, born in Montreal, grew up in Toronto, school in Guelph, now in St. Catharines. This is the important part now anyway. The rest was, there's the time before travel and then travel time. I live in travel time with a temporary pandemic pause. So yes, so Marianne, you and I met where you were a client first. Then you were dating a fellow that I worked with, the one vet. Oh, yay.
This was like 35 years ago or something.
Still did happen. And then, yes, and then you became a tech, actually. You became a vet tech. And then, so we worked in a lot of the same places. And then we had kids around the same time and started traveling together. And then Marianne would always plan the most fantastic trips for us to Disney with the kids, and cruises we went on with the kids. And you just had like a real you loved doing it, and you were so good at it. Like I didn't have to do anything. It was so fantastic. It was kind of like what the tour club ladies sort of experience. It's like, yeah, you just say, I want to go to Africa. Okay. And then all you got to do is show up. That's, so that was very nice. So that introduced us to traveling. And then when Marianne, so I did a lot of tours through the Women's Travel Club and just with Marianne in general, and just learning the travel industry because I love it. I love it, I would say, as much as I love being a vet. I love traveling and seeing new countries and just the experience. I even like the plane ride. Like I'm one of those people that, you know how in the pandemic time, they're doing those plane rides to nowhere? Like they're doing like a 7-hour trip and they just fly around and land back in the same airport. I actually considered it.
Really? Oh, so
I actually, I know you do, but I love the whole thing. I love all of it. From when I get to the airport, and all of it. I love all of it. Right to the check-in, to the plane ride. It's all part of the whole experience. So because I enjoy that, it doesn't, like none of it is work. you know, I mean, yes, it's work, but it's not work. It's if
Yeah.
if what you're doing you love, then you're not really having to work.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm?
And it's like the best job in the world.
It's the best job in the world, exactly. So that's how I got into touring. When Marianne, as your company grew, you needed people like you and Debbie just couldn't go everywhere and also do all the office stuff, and so I had to do it.
Darn.
Yes.
Darn for all of us.
Oh, poop. I guess we'll go. Okay. Twisted her arm. So that's kind of how we got here. Oh, and hi, Leslie. Leslie and I went to Sri Lanka together in January. My God, that seems like a long
I know, and it wasn't that long ago, but
It wasn't.
It just feels like forever since I've traveled anywhere.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sri Lanka was actually probably in one of my top destinations now.
Wow.
It ranks up there with Africa.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to talk about some favorite trips. That's a perfect segue into some favorite trips that people have taken.
Someone else.
Irene, what's a favorite trip that you've done?
Yeah, so I'm not so much favorite as memorable occasions on the trip. So I've been to New Zealand twice, and I can still remember the times when I was at Cape Reinga. So to explain what that's all about, it's at the northernmost tip of the North Island of New Zealand. It's kind of a convergence, I think, of the Tasman Sea and probably Pacific, if I'm right. Yeah, and it's rooted in Maori tradition, that there's a spiritual connection there. And I don't know how many of you get spiritual connections when you're touring and traveling, but truly that was a spiritual thank you. I didn't want to leave, and so on the 2 occasions that I've been there, I've made sure that was on my to-do list. So I know we have a New Zealand trip next year, and maybe women can do an add-on to that, but it's an experience and truly worth it. So again, for Maoris, it's truly has spiritual inspirations, and I believe that it's their belief that there's people's deceased spirits will depart from that northernmost point. It's truly amazing. So that's why New Zealand, there are other features of that tour or that trip, but Cape Reinga is one of those memorable points in my life, along with many others, because I'm not that young anymore, but that's a good one. So
Nice.
So Debbie, do you have a favorite trip or something memorable on a trip?
Well, every time
Oh,
I visit, my favorite trip. There really isn't. But to answer the question, for that we not only many shades of green known as the coastlines, it was also about a group of ladies like no other. We were close. A lot of us became close friends, where I met a very special friend. To me, this is part of a favorite trip to me. Friends sharing the experience, and hopefully that will continue for many trips. I have 100. That probably to me on a favorite trip.
I think unfortunately Debbie's sound is coming in and out. So I think what somebody said I can't lip read.
Yeah.
I can't either, but I can kind of guess what she's talking about is on some of the trips, the connections you make. Is that where you were going with this, Debbie?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Okay.
the friends and the connections that she's made on some of the trips, and it is so true that as a tour host, you get to know the women traveling on the tour, and you can make some really, really dear friendships with the ladies on the tour and the people that you get to meet. And definitely, I think that can be a real highlight and can really make a specific tour stand out. So, you know, it might not be a destination you were dying to go to, but it's more the people on the trip made it so great.
I think I can add to that, since getting involved with the Women's Travel Club a couple of years ago, that's really has been first and foremost that I've noticed these relationships between many of the clients. They're just, and it's all through travel, and it's really amazing. It's a great thing.
It's a great way to make friends in our age group.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, all ages do go on the tours, but you know, from like our age group being like 30 to 80, say.
I think 30 might be a little liberal for our age group.
Maybe. All right. 40 to 80, and up. But yes, I think speaking to that, Morocco was never really high on my list of places to go. In fact, it wasn't even on my list. And I ended up doing that tour in the fall, and I had a fantastic time because of the people. I mean, you know, Morocco, it was a lovely place to see, and I would love to go back. But honestly, I think that one, to me, brought home just how wonderful it is to travel with the people. It's not just the destination.
Yeah.
It's more than just the destination. That's not really all that the Women's Travel Club offers. You know, you can go to any of these destinations anytime on your own. It's the connections, it's the instant friends. And you might not like, you know, bosom buddies with everybody on the trip, but there's certainly those connections and that fun that you have and the laughing. Oh my goodness. Do we ever, and I'm so sorry.
Oh, yeah, like
just the laughing. We're constantly laughing. It's so restorative. I come back and, well, not even come back. As soon as, you know, you're there, and it's so easy to be happy on tour. You know, you're surrounded by people that are happy, usually. Most people, you're happy, you're on tour, you're all in a similar experience. You all kind of bond together. If there's like some adversity, it's colder than you thought it was going to be. And like, now we're all bonded in coldness, you know, and by cold in Morocco, it was like 18. Oh my God. Like, oh yes. It's so cold. It's so cold.
So cold in Morocco and too hot in Bali.
Oh, yes. Bali is a hot country. Oh my goodness. I like the heat, but holy.
Also, it's the small number, is it not? It's like we have a doable number where people can build the relationship in a short space of time.
Yes, that's exactly right. And you're having this common goal, this common, sort of like, you know, those movies when they go on an adventure together and they really bond. That's kind of what it's like, only we just don't have to face adversity. We get all the bonding of an exciting adventure without ever having to be in danger or rescue anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, good.
You know, it's nice. It's the people. I agree, Debbie. Good point.
So my favorite trip I've ever done is something that was probably the hardest thing I've ever done. And we have it coming up, I think in 2022. It was trekking the Salcantay Trail through, and it's through Peru, and it goes to Machu Picchu, and it is my husband was like da 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 da, and I was like dying on this. Everybody else was like, we had a small group. It was like 4 women and my husband, and everybody else was like, oh, I run marathons in my spare time, and I'm like, I sit at a desk. I almost died. Like literally, it was absolutely unbelievably hard, plus the altitude, and you know, but I did it. And I think that's what made it so amazing, is like we get it, and you stay in beautiful lodges out in the middle of nowhere every night. So, and I'm all about the, staying in cool places. So that really helped make it. But every day I'd get to the lodge and be like, I'm still alive. It's like,
The mark of a good trip. Oh, we'll live another day.
But on a serious
Bring the
note,
wine.
Marianne, do you notice changes in the air and the altitude as you're climbing? Do you notice that?
oh yeah, you can't breathe.
Okay.
Yeah, can't breathe. Your legs start to wobble. Your legs start to wobble too. Like your legs don't work. Your
Okay.
Yeah, nothing works. Mostly my lungs.
Yes.
So Irene, when are we going to do it?
Oh,
We're the youngest two
well,
of the group.
well, I'm actually fairly fit. Touch something.
Okay, I challenge you all. I challenge you all.
I've been on hikes with you that were really arduous. And if that's actually your hardest one, I'm going to say no, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes, because we have been on some significantly difficult treks. I'm thinking in Uganda for the gorillas.
Yeah. Yeah,
was-
like that. Yeah. Nah.
Okay. That was so that was a tough so you want to be in a bit of shape then for
Yeah,
that.
it was like, 6 hours uphill.
For every day.
Die.
Wow.
Wow.
But
Yeah.
it was super, super cool. And the views were crazy amazing.
Spectacular.
Do you find when you've accomplished something like that, you feel you feel better about yourself? Like as much as it's hard in the moment, it's a sort of a feeling of pride and like
Yeah,
I did.
it's a lot
I
of
did that.
times like personally, it's when I step outside of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
In any way, something I'm afraid to do, something that's hard to do, just that outside of the comfort zone. And then when I do something and accomplish something, I feel so fulfilled.
Yeah. That seems to, when we're talking to the ladies on tour, when we're dissecting the evening over a glass of wine with the dinner, that's often something that comes up. And I agree, like it's just, you're just so stoked and so pumped that you did it,
Yeah.
and it doesn't necessarily have to be hiking this, the trail. What's the name of the trail again? Self-contained trail. Pardon me. It's whatever challenges you, right? Like that. I mean, that's going to challenge, I think, most people other than the marathon runners.
Yeah. The one day I did was because there is a horseback riding element to it. And so it was the hardest trek. And I was like, to really experience it, I have to try the riding part. So I have to ride a horse.
I don't blame you.
So you're going back.
But you know how hard it was? Because these are horses that this is what they do, right? Up and down these mountains. And this horse, like we were on switchbacks, and literally we'd get to like one kind of switchback and the horse would stop and I could just see it like puffing sides and sides.
Wow.
Before it could do the next switchback. Like that's how high up and how hard it was that the horse was like,
Wow.
I'm not sure I can make it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So Linda, you're ready for that?
So sure. But
Yeah.
I would have to say that my most wonderful is not quite like that. It's a hard question, sort of what's your favorite or whatever, but I would have to say my favorite was always riding the moors in England, through the Yorkshire moors, and we'd go from pub to pub and when you're up on the moors and you look down into the valleys and the different towns and the hamlets and whatnot, it just
like a tale of, like something out of Dickens, like something out of.
No, but remember the Hounds of the Baskervilles? Do you want to be out there when it's?
Well, we try not to think of that.
Yeah.
How about Tess
No,
of the D'Urbervilles, or Emily or Bronte? That's
There you
Bronte
go.
and then Baskerville.
Yeah. Just beautiful.
It sounds beautiful. You paint a picture that you can like visualize everything.
All
right?
the heather, you're riding through the heather and on the moors, and yeah.
I'd like that.
Yeah, definitely. So would I.
Okay. How about something you love about travel? Which we're kind of getting into. Some of these topics really overlap each other, but
Sure.
something you really
Yeah.
love about travel.
Oh, wow. There are so many things, but for me, I would say it's learning about different cultures. It's learning about
Yeah.
Yeah, I
yeah,
agree.
how things work in the non-white Western world, because
Yeah,
that's
the
all
people
that's
you meet and
my
how
perspective. Yeah, is white Western. That's all I know, really.
lovely
Yeah.
most people are and how
Yes.
it's like welcoming and they want to teach you and show you and you
And
know.
how much nicer they are than
But in
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
that also broadens your perspective. And
it does.
I
It does.
think it enriches each one of us. And that's not just because I'm mature. I think regardless of age, we all truly benefit from that experience.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
From when
It
I
can
took
be very, very warm and humbling, I think, too.
very much.
You know, yeah.
I took
Yeah.
my kids to Africa on a safari. That was one of my first big trips that I took. And my youngest was 9 at the time, and 9, 11, and 13, I think they were. And they really got a lot of that out of that. Like that was their first time seeing a completely different way to live. Like, of course, we've
Yeah.
been to the islands, you've been to other places, but this was so outside of their experience that it was they're different people for it. Honestly, they're different people
Yeah.
for having done
Yeah.
it in a good way. In a good way.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're never too old to experience that, right? If you haven't
Nope.
seen the rest of the world, there is a big wide world out there. And
Yeah.
there's so much to learn and see.
So much
and
to see.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're waiting. We're waiting.
We're waiting. I know. We're stuck.
Right?
We're stuck.
Yeah.
Mind you, the clinic, been a weird thing that maybe if you guys don't have pets, you might not know this, but in the COVID pandemic for veterinarians has actually made us extremely busy, like crazy busy. We cannot keep up. I think because people aren't going anywhere. So they're seeing their pets more.
Yeah.
And so they're noticing more things wrong. And then when they do notice the things wrong, they also now have the disposable income, I think, to fix it. I mean, nobody knows exactly what's happened yet, but
Yeah.
this seems to be happening, and it's everywhere. And it takes 4 times as long to do anything because you can't let people in the building, and you've got to, so we're doing it, relaying messages back and forth, and we're just going to work on getting a video link to our exam room because this obviously isn't ending anytime soon. Because people have to be able to eventually see what, they're only going to give us their dogs for so long, and finally they're going to say, no, we want to come in that building. Like, no, can't. Nope, nobody comes in ever. Nope. So we're getting a video link. But anyway, vets have been extraordinarily busy. You can't hire. There's no vets or techs to hire. There aren't any. The graduating class of veterinary medicine was hired instantly. It's a little bit nuts, and it's happening in the States too. And so there's been a lot of buzz in the industry. So I'm not glad about COVID. I'm glad that the travel isn't happening as much right now because I would be really bored. I'm so freaking busy. Which I'm glad. Yay. But it's like everything keeps changing and you have to keep organizing stuff. So I am glad for this time off of travel, even though now
Not for long.
not for long. And I'm starting to get agitated. I did consider booking that flight to nowhere. Like not long, but I thought, I'd love to go on a plane again. Maybe I'll do it. No, what am I thinking?
Okay, I went on a plane on that.
Yes.
I did go on a plane. So I've done my first post-COVID flight.
How did you feel about that?
It was fine. My husband and I we're in Canada, and we flew from Ontario to British Columbia. And like, quite honestly, it was fine. We had to wear a mask in the airports and on the plane itself, but everybody's getting pretty used to wearing a mask now.
Mhm.
So we're fine that way. We flew Air Canada. They don't block out any seats. So we did have a gentleman next to us on one leg of one flight because we were 3 seats across. But we didn't have any issues really. The airports were busy enough, maybe a little bit quieter, but not super noticeably. And the restaurants and stores, not all were open in the airports, and they don't serve any. They did serve drinks on the one longer flight, but they don't serve any meals on the flights now. And so you got a little
I
like
think some of the long haul flights.
That's no great loss, right? Not having
Yeah,
a meal.
no, true story. I thought on some of the longer haul flights, they were giving a bagged meal.
they might like because again we were just flying within Canada.
Yeah,
Because
I
we
think
didn't
that's
want
what
to
I
have
read.
quarantine after, so,
Yeah.
so we stayed within Canada, and it was a 4-hour flight to BC. So we got a little care package that had a thing of pretzels in it, and gloves, another mask, a little tiny bottle of water, hand sanitizer, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
It was
Oh,
little,
that's
like,
nice.
yeah,
And that was that. You said that was Air Canada.
yes, that was Air Canada. So yeah, it was fine. I didn't feel worried or nervous or we're fairly comfortable. So
You're
yeah,
pretty risk tolerant though too, as far as
yeah,
it goes.
yeah.
So
So
what makes you uncomfortable might be different from somebody else. Kevin
mhm.
is, yeah.
I found the plane cleaner. You
Oh,
know, planes as years have gone on have gotten increasingly
disgusting.
disgusting was the word I was going to come up with.
Yeah.
Disgusting. And so I was happy to see that it seemed cleaner,
Okay,
which is good.
that's nice to know.
Um, I know Debbie's trying desperately to find a way to talk that we can hear. She's trying to call in, but it doesn't seem to be working.
I think you know,
Can I make a
Debbie?
comment? She kept her head still when she was talking, because I think as she's moving, it was cutting out.
No,
Doesn't help. Keep your head still. Hold it right there.
I was keeping my head still. It's
No,
not
now it
working,
works. Now it's
no.
working. Now it doesn't. Stop moving your head. Don't shake.
Don't shake.
Don't shake.
Don't blink.
Just open your mouth and breathe and talk.
Okay, try talking now, Debbie. We can hear you.
I don't know what to say.
There we go.
You're moving. Don't move.
Don't move. All right. What else? What other questions do you have?
Okay.
Claire?
Anybody? Wait a minute. Okay, Kirsten, this is
Yes.
your realm.
Okay.
Tell us what a good tour host means.
To me.
What,
Oh,
yeah, to the Women's Travel Club, to us,
sure.
to you as the boss of the tour host. What
Ooh,
do you want in a good tour host?
that's very nice. I think, to sum it up, because I was thinking about how I would sum this up, and I think that you've done a good job if nobody really knows that you did anything. So if the whole trip is smooth and nobody, then you've done your job correctly, because that's what we're doing, is we're logistically making sure that everybody gets where they're going without a problem. And if there was a problem, that they don't even know that there was a problem. So that I think to be kind of unobtrusive or inobtrusive, I guess it would be inobtrusively managing everything in the background, I think is part of it. And liking the people, like just liking the people that you're on tour with, making sure that nobody really knows that you're working very hard and that, so that, that people don't feel badly, but also because it should almost be invisible. It should be seamless. Your trip should be as perfect as I can possibly make it. Within, if it's within my realm of ability to provide, that's what I want to do. I want to be the mom. I want to make sure everything goes exactly right. but you don't really know. No kids really, they don't really, what did the mom do? I don't really know. But if you don't have the mom, oh my God, you know. So that's, I think, to be inobtrusive, to make sure that everybody has as good a time as is humanly possible. That's what I'm striving for.
Yeah.
When I go on a tour is, yeah, that's my goal. If for people that have been on tours with me, if I did not succeed, please tell me. Not right now though.
I know, and now I'm like, oh, okay, am I like, do people, I've had people ask before, what does the tour host do towards the end of the tour? So I guess that was
Well,
kind of,
maybe it's working.
maybe it's
right?
working.
Yeah.
I thought, well, I worked a lot harder.
Yes, but you know what? That's almost like, I know, because then if people don't see what you're doing, but I don't want it to be obvious that there's fuss, you know? Like,
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
not fuss. Let's let everybody's just having a good time. There's no fuss. Yeah, I guess.
That makes sense. That's very good.
Yeah, that's kind of how I operate anyway.
Okay, and we're gonna try Debbie again.
Okay.
Debbie has a funny travel story for us.
Oh.
So she's gonna stay still and tell us our story.
Well, hopefully it come.
No, you moved.
Oh.
You moved.
All right.
Oh, there you go. That's good.
Well, this one takes place on a yacht, but not actually on the yacht, in the Turkish waters.
Oh.
So as part of our Turkish yacht tour, as part of our tour, motorized sports are part of the fun at a nominal fee. Paddleboarding and snorkeling are included as well. I won't mention any names here, but we were eyeing the many things to do as we settled into the bay for the afternoon of swimming, or in our case, inner tubing. So here's where the fun begins. We get up our nerve to try this out, putting our life jackets on and then trying to sit. If any of you have ever done that, quite the scene there. So the captain gets the Sea-Doo out to pull us around. Don't worry, I won't go too fast. Well, I'm not quite sure what he meant by too fast, because as he was, we were both bobbing, our faces,
You're moving.
our feet up in the air.
Move and talk.
You can't move into, oh dear.
We're gonna miss the punchline.
Yeah.
Of the story.
We're going to be left in suspense.
So what happened when he pulled away? I didn't hear what happened when he pulled away.
So we were bobbing back and forth,
Okay.
our face in the water, then our feet up in the air.
Oh no.
All of a sudden, I fly off the back. I'm in the water. My other friend is still bobbing back and forth. Everybody is killing themselves laughing on the yacht. I'm in the water laughing. So I'm not really sure if that comes across too funny, but you had to be there. For the people who were there, it was hilarious. Imagine us bobbing back and forth on this.
So like, were you flipping up and
Yeah.
up? Oh my God.
Like crazy. Yeah.
You know, I never thought of a funny story until, you know, you start talking about that. And I actually have a funny story. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
Sure.
So when my children, who are now, the oldest one is 40 and the youngest one is 38, they're all in that age range. When they were about 6 and 8, we, summer, we're away. And I remember seeing this man on the other side. He was in a cabin just on the other side of the lake that we were at. And he had a broken leg. And he was sitting in his chaise lounge chair with his beer and one thing and another. And it was back in the, however long ago, but when the bikinis were just the tops around, they didn't have the straps, you know, they were the strapless and you just did them up. And my kids were there and we were, you know, sort of playing by the water. And I thought, oh, my bikini top's feeling loose. And I put my arms around my back to sort of feel the hook. and my top went poof, and it flew. I'm dying. My kids are both laughing hysterically, loud and screaming, and oh, they should have this on America's Funniest Home Videos. And I'm covered, and I'm saying, get a towel, somebody get a towel. And I glance over, and the guy in the lawn chair is like, cheers, love. Oh, yes. So I'm sure we all have.
You've exposed yourself in public before, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
And you stayed indoors after that, I'm sure. You didn't come
I
out
didn't-
anymore.
I didn't travel for a long time,
I
but
was
now
just
I'm over
gonna say,
it.
that was your last trip to the beach for a very long time.
Yes, yes. I got a new bathing suit, a one piece.
That's the moral of the story.
Good
Yeah, yeah.
Good
Oh,
choice.
dear.
Hey,
See,
let's-
but when you're riding horses, you don't have to worry about that.
nope.
Because
Well,
you're usually wearing
if
a
you had a
top.
tube top on riding a horse, it might be an issue.
I was just
No,
going to say, or you do.
Really.
Yeah, no. It's the sports bra now. Yeah.
Yes.
Let's talk about our next must-do destinations. Does anybody have like a destination that they are just, if there's only one more place they can go to?
Tuscany.
Oh yeah, Tuscany.
Neat. Mm,
In there.
Yes.
that's a good one. Boy, there's
I-
a lot, Mayor. There's a lot. There's
I know, but
There is.
my place now is Borneo. And I'm sure everybody's sick of hearing me talk about Borneo, but
a tiny bit, but no, I'm kidding. Yeah, Borneo. Yeah.
I went to the jungle. I love woods and jungles and the jungle, and I want to see orangutans.
Yeah. Before there
Oh.
aren't any would be very nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. What about you, Debbie?
I don't know, probably anywhere that I haven't been, which
Yes.
is mostly Asia.
Yeah,
So probably
Singapore. I thought
coming
you
up
were-
in February will be my Singapore.
Yeah.
The Singapore summer I've always wanted to go. Yeah. Singapore, Malaysia.
Fingers crossed for that.
Fingers crossed. Since Sharon and I went back to India, because that was definitely on my list. Oh, and that's a perfect example of a friend that I've made through traveling through the Women's Travel Club who there wasn't a trip. We both wanted to go to India, and there wasn't a trip available. And so she and I just went together and planned that. We had some help from you to plan that and through your office. And it was, so that was kind of nice. It was fun.
Right. What she's leaving out is this is right in March as COVID hit.
Yeah.
And
The unfortunate thing
stuck
was,
there.
yes, the unfortunate part of that story was not the fact that Sharon and I went to India. Yay, that's the fun bit. But was that we got stuck there. Well, Sharon got stuck there. I got one of the last flights out, but Sharon had a cough at the time and was not suitable to go to airports. There's no way they were going to let her on a plane, unfortunately. And so then when she was better, though, there was no fly order. So I think Sharon ended up there for about 3 weeks, I think, with one other
Wow.
passenger.
Good.
Yeah, with one other passenger.
Wow.
They put her up in a hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Missed a lot of sleep over that one.
Yes, that was a tough one, but we did it, but since that was done, I think I would have to say Nepal is where I want to go next. And I heard about the trip. I've seen the Tiger's Nest Monastery in pictures before, and was very interested. And then talking to one of the other ladies, Leslie Morgan, who's a traveler with the Women's Travel Club. Mentioned that she went on it and described her trip, and so then now we are offering, I believe, the a Nepal trip. I just don't know when that got moved to.
Yeah, I don't know. Everything's been moved around. It's probably
So whatever it is, we are going to Nepal. So I'm going to Nepal. That's and Bhutan, Nepal and Bhutan. It wasn't just Nepal. It was Bhutan as well.
Bhutan. Yeah.
And actually, probably more Bhutan than Nepal. Well, no, both. I'm going to the Himalayas, guys. That's next on my list. And you know me, I don't usually go for the cold places.
No.
No.
Hence the Morocco was 18 and you were freezing.
Yes, exactly. Like 18, what the heck? Like, what's, like, is there Humidex? Like, come on, guys, this is no good. 18. Yeah. So Nicole,
Irene, do you have a must-do destination?
Well, I'm just going to be so over the moon as soon as we start to move. There's a couple of tours that I'm going to travel with ladies on next year, which is the England, the Wales, the Scotland and Ireland, and truly hoping that we all get to travel in June and July. I even brought, this is my evidence, see this, ladies, if you can. That was actually
Pull it back just a tiny bit.
pull it back a little.
There.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
oh, that's pretty.
So I bought that in the Cotswolds last time I was there, and indeed, the Cotswolds and Stratford-upon-Avon are a number of the spots that are on the tour. So see, I'm
Very
not lying, I've been there, but there's a couple, with Ireland, I think for me, going to the Cliffs of Moher is certainly
Oh, yeah.
on my list of to-dos. And besides that, I think there's a number, the Scotland trip has a number of different castle sites that are really of interest as well. So yeah, I'll be happy to do them. So
Does anybody, do you watch the TV series Outlander, or have you read the novels?
no, you know what? That's one of the few that I passed. It's Masterpiece Theatre, right? And I haven't been able
Oh, I don't know. No, it's gone on to Showcase, I believe.
Yeah.
okay.
You should
Yeah.
watch. Outlander's really, especially the first season. I thought it
Yeah.
kind of lost it
They
eventually,
did.
like
Yeah.
too much
the
time
books-
travel, but the
Yeah.
first season was really in Scotland and
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, and really, the novel was just excellent. The first,
Right.
they're all very good, but the first novel called Outlander was really excellent. But it's set in Scotland and all the
Yeah.
castles.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
And by the way, if there's other Outlander fans in amongst our members, there are Outlander tours that you can build in Scotland. I'm speaking to my boss now, Marianne, to
Yeah.
say, hey, by the way, if you plan an Outlander tour, that would be really awesome. Just saying. So come on, we need some more ladies to back me up. Other people have to get in.
Everybody vote for your Outlander tour.
If nobody else wants to go on an Outlander tour, then it's not likely that I'm going to get to.
Can we do it on horseback?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. It's perfect for horseback.
That would be great.
Yeah, it would be wonderful. Definitely. What about
Okay.
cruising? What about cruises, Marianne? What do you think is the future there? Like, we've got a lot of river cruises.
I think river cruises are good. Like
Yeah.
they're fairly safe because they're so small.
Yeah.
You know, 150, 160 passengers isn't like, you know, when you have 2,000 people on a boat on the big ocean liners.
That's just the passengers plus the
Although,
Yeah.
although I've been talking to a lot of my travel clients that I have on my business, and all of them can't wait to get back on big cruising. So like our
Yeah,
cruise
that's the
coming
thing.
up.
The people want to do it so badly. Cruisers are cruisers, and they miss their cruises, and they want to get back on them. And they're not fearful. They're not worried. If they opened up a cruise tomorrow, it would be full. I guarantee it.
Interesting.
Absolutely. And they are going to be cleaner than they've ever been.
Yeah, kind of like the plane
True.
I was on.
True. Yeah.
Leslie Morgan also wondered if there's any tours that are a definite go yet. Do we have anything, or is that not possible?
Other
yet?
than COVID.
Yeah, because our deal is until they've dropped like the quarantine when you get back and that type of thing, we're just being very hesitant to say anything's an absolute go. We have some smaller tours that we would kind of play it by ear. So if everybody on the tour is like, you know what, we're good. There's like 6 of us and we're going, whether we have to quarantine or not. So then that might be a go for sure. But until some of these restrictions get lifted,
Yeah.
we're hesitant to say anything's an absolute for sure yet.
Okay.
and we're just really cautious with kind of what's coming up. Like the safety of our members is
Sure.
what, you know, safety and comfort, and you have to be able to enjoy this tour. I don't want people to go on a tour and have it so the rules so
A girl can hope. That's understood. That was the answer expected. A girl can hope. Leslie, you can hope.
yeah, keep everybody
That's
hoping.
why we're here. We're
Yeah,
keep
as soon
hoping.
as soon as we can, trust me. We're
Yeah.
like, we can't wait for a tour to go, but it's got to be a good experience. So
Yeah.
that's the other thing we're watching as things open up, and like we've got to be sure that the destination's ready for us and that all the parts of the tour are ready to go. We don't want to rush a tour and then have our members get there and have half the things they were supposed to do not available or uncomfortable in any way. So we got to watch.
Can I go back to the particularly the river cruises and even our expeditions, and Debbie will agree to this, their terms and conditions from our partners are superb. They are protecting every dollar investment that you make. And you could,
really we've had some great partners step up in this.
They are super. So I would tell ladies, women, if you're looking at our river cruises at all, and our partner is Avalon, that we've had a really successful relationship with for a long time, they've got some, again, terms and conditions. You're well protected. And just, again, if you want any more information, reach out to us. But I would not hesitate to look at them. They're really good deals.
Plus the strides that they've gone through arrival before getting on the cruise ship itself, airport, what they go through, and then get
You're moving.
Yeah. So Avalon's level of care with what they've changed with their ship and the cleanliness on the ship and their distancing on the ship, it's really good too, because they've even further reduced their numbers that were already low, are even further reduced on the river cruises.
Yes.
It's really good.
Yep.
Okay, something that you always pack and bring on a tour.
Too much.
Yeah, I always pack too much. Absolutely. I'm
Little
a
rounds of
worst packer, so I admit it.
Do I always take?
Well, actually, back to that. So my rule has been and will be, put all I want to take on my bed, walk away for an hour, come back, and then make sure half of it goes back on the shelf. And I don't take too much.
That's very disciplined.
The philosophy is, if you need anything, you can buy it when you get there.
Well, see, my philosophy is, if I need anything, Kirsten has it.
Yes.
Because Kirsten always has like
I do
the most unusual things. Like it's
I was just going to say, what do I always bring? Well, how long have you got? Too bad I didn't think to bring my bag, my bag of miscellaneous supplies. Like I have a wash bag, like where you can wash your clothes in it. Little detergent strips for the wash bag. A clothesline that self-hangs. Rehydration tablets, a life straw.
I've never used I have rehydration. I'm sure they're expired if they expire. Like, where are we going that we can't get bottled water?
Yeah, Jungle of Uganda, hello. Life straw in my bag, stream full of disgusting water, right in front of me, bag at the hotel. Damn, why do I bring this every trip? And the one time when I truly needed it on that hike in Uganda,
in Uganda on the gorilla trek. Yeah.
On the gorilla trek from HE double hockey sticks.
Yeah, that was the one time.
Yeah, and we did actually. I could have used that life straw because I was gonna actually just drink from that stream and just deal with it. But I thought, no, I just can't. I can't drink from a stream in the middle of Africa. I just can't do it.
Yeah.
So
some gorillas.
I would say you cannot, if you're going to Africa, do not assume you can buy it. It is
Yeah.
almost certainly you can't. Oh, you know what I always bring is, and I've gone through the change, but is sanitary products,
Yes.
pads and
Yeah.
tampons, just in case, because
Especially in Africa. Africa is a different kind of situation because there's
It
just
is.
some things you just can't get there. And
can't
that's
get
one.
them. You can't- yeah, one of
And-
them is sanitary products for women.
Yeah. And as a host, even if you don't think you will need them yourself, to have them in case anyone on your tour needs them.
Yeah.
Because you just can't get them there. And that's
for
not
Africa,
something you
for
want to
sure.
be without.
Yep.
We could just pool them. We just communicate with the ladies, women ahead of time and say, okay, you bring one of these, you bring one of those. And
Oh
we'll-
yeah. Yes, you could try.
Absolutely. I've never thought of that, but I guess,
There you go.
sure.
And I always tell people, I'm the one that puts together the packing list. I always get such flack over the packing list too, because people are like,
Well, why did I need to bring that?
Why do
yeah,
I need
that's
a
always
list?
the thing. It's always like, oh, I didn't need that. Well, yes, but if you had of, you would have been very happy to have it.
Had it. That's my theory of packing. If I need it, I do have it.
Yeah, so I always tell people bring a towel, like a travel towel, a small towel, because you never know
You never know.
in what situation you might need a small towel.
Like when your bikini top blows off.
Exactly.
Hey, for instance,
Exactly.
for instance,
So
when your
Linda,
bikini
not
top
being- not
drawings
being
off your
rider,
bosom.
What do you have to wear for the riding tours? Is it the special thick pants or leather pants?
Well, your riding breeches and paddock boots, half chaps, or a riding boot and your helmet. Yeah, and then comfortable clothes depending on the weather, right? I'm going to make sure that I have assortment. I'm going to have, probably a vest and a raincoat and
So the helmets are
lighter.
supplied on the tour, I assume, right?
Most tours will have helmets available, but you really want to
Yeah,
bring
I'm
your own.
taking
You don't
my-
want to wear somebody
yeah.
else's helmet.
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm taking my own, and I'm going to take my paddock boots and my half chaps versus my actual riding boot because they'll just be easier on and off.
Yeah, you
and
can
that
wear
kind
them
of
out to dinner at the pub.
thing. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
One less pair of shoes to pack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, I wish I had my bag here. I'm visualizing my bag, my supplies bag in my head. Oh, I always take disinfectant,
Yeah, I always take a medical kit.
like a first aid kit, although the time in Uganda, I actually used all my supplies.
Yeah, yeah.
That was a different time though, but now I've repacked, so it's all good.
And I always forget to bring it on the day tours. It's like at the
That's-
hotel.
well, and
and
there's
it's
my
when you
problem.
need something on the day tour, right?
Yes,
It's like,
there's where I went wrong with the whole life straw thing.
yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's talk about everybody's least favorite thing about travel.
Flying.
Not a good
Yeah.
thing.
I agree. That's my least. I hate the flight unless, and I trust me, I don't do this very often, but a couple times I've been very, very lucky to be able to get first class or business class, and that makes all the difference in the world.
My God.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
I wish I could afford that all the time. I sure do.
on like, especially because Kirsten and I are doing a lot of like the Africa and the real long flights, and when you're on a planes for over 24 hours,
Yeah.
if you can lie down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
The long haul flights are a little bit rough.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know that that's my least. I'm trying. What is my least favorite? I'm trying
Kind
to
of
think. of
flying.
something
I just
don't
like to
actually
be
like.
there, kind of thing.
No, it's
Yeah,
not so much the
just get there.
flying. It's the, I'm always hesitant to use the bathroom, especially at the end of the trip, because it,
Oh, on some of those long flights. Yeah.
yeah,
Don't ever go to India.
Don't just sit down.
Don't go to India. Do you know the flight that
Hmm.
had the cleanest bathrooms?
Oh,
on-
it's going to be an Asian flight.
It totally was. It's the
Yeah.
Eva Airways.
Yeah, Eva Air.
Right up
Yeah.
there with Cathay Pacific and what's the other really good one? Cathay. Well, in any case, they were very, very good. They were in those washrooms. There was somebody in those washrooms cleaning them at least every
Oh,
hour.
yeah. I
At
can
least
tell
every
you,
hour.
we had Air New Zealand, and you're right. It was a long haul trip, but the washrooms are pretty good. But I've encountered some pretty rough stuff as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the floor.
I have to say, two things I've noticed in travel in the world is that you cannot find a bad bathroom in Japan. The toilets in Japan are some of the most loveliest experiences you will ever have. And the other thing is you cannot find a bad glass of wine in Africa. You can be in the smallest hole in the wall lodge in the middle of nowhere serving wine out of a box and it will be good.
It is a strange thing. What is up with that? Is it
Don't
because
know.
we're just so desperate at
So
that
you
point?
also can't find a good glass of wine in Japan. Sorry, Japan.
Yeah.
So, be good with the bad.
So did you
Sherry, tell
see
us-
Sherry's answer?
Yeah,
Sherry-
Sherry says jet lag is the
Yeah.
one for travel.
I
which
agree.
yeah.
I agree. That would have to be the only thing I don't like.
always seems to be coming home that jet lag is so bad.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting there is not too bad, but coming home, jet lag, yeah.
Yeah, agreed. They say that jet lag is worse
Coming
traveling either west or
west?
east, and I can't remember which one it is, but I've traveled
Yeah.
both ways going home, and it's always going home. So
It's always going home. Maybe
Yes.
we're just so excited to get there.
I think so. And you're
And-
busy, you're doing things, you're up in the morning, so you're rescheduling, you're resetting your clock.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Whereas when you're home, who wants to like, oh, how exciting, I can get up extra early for work today. No, that'll help reset my jet lag. No, I just want to go back. I agree. I don't jet lag. No, that's the only thing I really dislike about travel. And it's actually getting worse.
Yeah.
I
I
don't know
think
about
maybe as we get older, it gets worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe, yeah. Because like there's time I was nearly sick to my stomach this last time coming home. Like
Oh.
for 3 days I was queasy.
Ooh.
And it wasn't
Wow.
where was that? We were in India. And it wasn't like from a bug.
Oh,
No, it was not. It was good food. Do not, okay. Anybody who wants to go to India, do not listen to Marianne. It's a wonderful place to go. It's
it is
so
beautiful.
interesting.
It is. It
Beautiful.
like has some of the most amazing sights, and the people are lovely, and the food is really good.
Yes. Yes. Those are the good
Ladies,
That's it. I'm done.
I have to interrupt, unfortunately, because I have to go. I have a lesson
Oh,
Okay. Oh,
in
it's 12
15,
hours.
15 minutes, so I have to get ready for my lesson.
Okay.
Did anybody have any specific questions
Any
regarding
writing
the horse side of it?
writing tour questions? Anybody? No. I
think
think
so
it
far.
looked good. Well, thank you so much, Linda, for
Linda.
Thank you.
being
It
here.
was
and
wonderful
joining us, and
virtually meeting everybody out there and whatnot, and
yeah.
I look forward to next year. So
Yes, don't we all?
Yes.
yes, I must go earn a living now.
Okay, well, you enjoy this beautiful weather and get
I'm
off.
I'm here at my earn a living place.
Yes,
So
yes.
I can drum up a little business after I get off the phone, maybe.
Give
Okay,
Hawthorne a
ladies.
snuggle for me.
I will get.
Oh, I will.
Hi,
He'll,
Linda.
Oh,
he'll be
Hawthorne.
blowing his nose in my ear as he always does.
Aw,
Yeah,
he's so
so
cute. He's such a
he
nice
is.
horse.
He is the boy. Yeah. So, okay, girls.
Okay,
Bye.
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Thank you.
Oh, that was nice. Yeah, because I was really struggling to think of something I didn't actually like about travel, and yeah, I would have to agree the jet lag.
Yeah.
Oh, hi,
Oh,
Linda.
Linda's back.
It's not
Not just so you know, it's not off yet.
Don't say anything bad.
Keep her clothes on. No,
Okay,
I want her to
you
keep her
ready?
clothes on.
okay, you ready? Yeah. It's too cold for a bikini now. Okay,
True.
girls. Bye.
I love
Bye.
that.
there we
Oh,
go.
isn't that nice?
Has anybody taken up any hobbies or interests while we're not traveling?
Of course.
Not I. How about you guys?
Not
Well, you're
new
just
hobby.
overworked.
Yeah, I can't get out of this place. Like I'm
Yeah.
actually having the travel talk from
Yeah, I
here.
think I'm
Kick the
certainly putting more miles on a pedal bike than I've ever done before.
Oh, very good.
And then you become addicted to it, which is unfortunate. Now we're going into the fall,
I know.
into the winter. It's going to be
It is
difficult to park
addicting.
it. Yeah, but yeah, it's pretty addictive once you get going on it. So, anybody else out there? Yeah, we have that Camino Trail tour in September.
I know, but I'm not going to be able to go.
I know that's for me, but however, you know,
And I wanted, that was my request.
yeah. Tough luck.
I know. I requested
The internal workings of the Women's Travel Club when the tour hosts start fighting over the tours.
Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. Right. We're on. This isn't just a private meeting. I apologize to our women who are watching. But we do kind of fight over the tours.
Yeah. But you know what? I don't care how old people are. If you're in good shape, you can do these walks.
Oh, you can. Yeah.
Totally
Keep
can.
yourself going. Yeah. It's a great trip. Looking forward to it.
I
Definitely.
can tell you, I've definitely got a lot more games of golf in this year than usual.
Yeah, we've noticed. We've noticed.
I can't talk right now. I'm on the golf course.
Yes, sorry, I'm on the golf course. Yeah, I haven't really. I've been busy. I've been just doing gardening, but I do that anyway. But really, I've been here. Haven't really been able to get away.
We're gonna go through the next really quickly because we are over time.
Okay.
And, you know, I'm sure people only want to devote so much time to listening to us chat amongst ourselves. So, really quickly, everybody, what is your next trip or future trip that you are most looking forward to?
Oh, I got that one.
We're gonna leave you to last. Talk to
Yep.
you.
Who do you want to go first?
You go first, Debbie.
Okay, so again, this is a tough one because Chile, Argentina, and Antarctica are right up there. But I think the one that I'm most looking forward to is the Nordic Winter Adventure. That's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
Northern Lights.
I was lucky to visit the Ice Hotel in Quebec City this year at the beginning of the year. And I am so looking forward. It's going to be an amazing experience to spend a night in the Ice Hotel in Lapland. So I believe it's Finland or Sweden that we stay in an ice hotel. And then the other amazing thing for this one will be the igloo. So a glass igloo in the wilderness, looking at the Northern Lights.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
that's amazing. That tour is like truly
Unbelievable.
like every day is a life-changing experience kind of tour. Like, yeah.
We have to go ice fishing to catch our lunch. We go on a ride, so like a sled ride with huskies. You get up and close, friendly with the reindeer, which again, close enough to Christmas for me. So I'm excited on that one.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, forgot to say, I have my onesie too. Already, the nighttime warm. That
Right.
came from my friend in Halifax.
I think we're going to want picture proof of that.
Yes,
Oh,
we will.
yeah.
We need many pictures from that trip.
Yeah.
Hey, Irene, what's your?
Well, so anticipating what I'm going to be traveling on, I have actually in my lifetime never done a river cruise. So I am so over the moon that I get to finally do tulip time, which we
That's
You're gonna love it.
didn't get to do this year. Yeah, Debbie, you have a history with
You
that.
are gonna love it.
Yeah.
It's phenomenal.
Oh.
I love it.
And knowing what Avalon are doing with taking care of us on the vessel, I'm really, again, optimistic, fingers crossed, toes crossed. But yeah, what was it? A girl can hope.
Yeah.
So I'm
Girl
hoping.
can hope.
Yeah.
Girl can hope.
I have to say, for me, after doing the Antarctic, which was an unexpected, amazing experience. Like I thought, oh, the Antarctic, that'd be cool, cross another continent off. But I wasn't really like, you know, must do this kind of thing. And it was truly one of the most amazing experiences. I loved it, and everybody loved it. It was really, really cool. So I'm very much looking forward to the Arctic expedition because it's kind of the same thing, just the other side of the world, same company and everything. So I think that will be really cool. But the one that I'm really, really looking forward to now is something that we just announced for 2022, as we have, and Africa is my heart. Like it is Kirsten's. Both of us, we like Africa is just,
I was gonna say that's my next one that I'm looking forward to is Ethiopia and Madagascar.
yeah, just because they're places you've never done, right?
Because
And
I've
so
never done
different.
Madagascar with all the lemurs, and
Yeah.
Ethiopia has so much to see, and the like this
Tribes.
yeah, and the stone churches that they've carved
Yeah.
everywhere, like
Just
oh
the
my
people
goodness.
in Ethiopia.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
people, just incredible.
It's gonna be
Yeah, I
amazing.
can't. Africa. I think that's next September, right? For me.
Yeah, and so like for 2022, we have Africa with Uganda, Kenya, and the
Seychelles.
Seychelles. So I am Uganda. We've both done Uganda a fair bit. Well, enough, and it's super cool. We love like
Love Uganda. Yep.
even though last time we roller track, we were like, why are we doing this?
I'm
Don't
never
we hate
coming
this?
back here again. Oh, okay, maybe next year.
Yeah, no, we just keep still.
Just keep
But,
going.
But
It's a beautiful place, though.
Kenya, I'm so excited for, and I'm really excited because we have the option to stay in Giraffe Manor.
No,
Yeah,
I think you're busy in September.
I knew this was gonna go. So
Okay,
Giraffe
okay,
Manor.
everybody, webinar is just about to be over because Marianne and I have a little discussing to do. The Seychelles, and you're staying in Giraffe Manor. Come
I
on.
know.
There's no way I'm getting this one.
I know, but we'll do it. We're gonna do another Africa in the fall, and we'll do Namibia and Botswana.
Oh, all right. I'm there. I
So
haven't
you
been
can have
Namibia
that.
yet. All right. I can. I like Botswana, and I've never been to Namibia, so we're good.
There you go.
Thank you.
there.
All right. I'm better. A little. Seychelles, though. Seychelles. Yeah.
Okay, and then just as we close, bit of advice that you would give to our members and to women looking at coming on a tour with us.
I would say don't hesitate. If you're worried about it because of the people that you might meet, or you're just worried to travel with people that you don't know, don't be worried. Just do it. Don't worry. You will have a good time.
Yeah.
We will guarantee. I guess I can't guarantee it. You're in charge of your own happiness.
Yeah.
But certainly you'll
Leave
have
your preconceived ideas at home and just come and be fully aware every moment of what's going on around you and take it all in. Yeah.
Yeah.
don't hesitate.
And I would say be ready to be flexible. So you have an itinerary, you have things, and things might change. And sometimes things just change for reasons beyond anybody's control. And it's always changed to make it better. And so enjoy if it does change. Oh, somebody just pre-booked the Nordic trip.
Is it the little trip? Is it for one of my trips?
No, it's for Debbie. So
we all want you to book trips that we want to go on. So
yeah,
No, we just want everybody to be happy and
that's true.
and booking what they want to feel more comfortable
And have
doing.
fun.
exactly. And just know you're going to be looked after, and
100%.
you're going to make friends.
Yep.
And you're gonna, it's all about having fun. I can't tell you the number of times I've laughed on tours, laughed so hard, where you're laughing so hard your belly starts to hurt and you can't breathe.
Yep.
Like that kind of laughing and enjoying yourself. Like
commonly. Yes, it's so much fun.
If you like people, like to have fun, then it's a great opportunity.
And if you're booking a solo room, if you need some, if you know you're going to need some downtime and you're booking a solo room, you can also have as much company or as little as you like, because you can have around, or you can just have your own private time. Because we've certainly had ladies on the tour who needed more private time than
just a little downtime. Because tours can be busy. Like, and tours, like, you're going most days, like, there's not a lot of free time. You get a free afternoon here, or maybe a free day, depending on the destination and what lends itself to. But for the most part, tours are there to you know, show you things. So you're kept pretty busy. So sometimes you just do, like, especially tour hosts, we might be gone for a month and a half, because we'll do back-to-back tours. And there's some days that I'm like, I
just want to go
need
home.
room service and to go to bed. I'm
Yeah.
like just exhausted.
There's
So
There's been a couple of times when I'm like, oh my God, I just want to go home. And then like half an hour later, like, oh, I'm fine.
yeah, geez, yeah, we're here for another month.
I'm fine. Just whining for a minute.
So Leslie wants to know who's gonna lead Singapore and Malaysia, and that is Debbie's baby. Debbie has been dying to get to Singapore
Dying for that.
forever, so that is
I
definitely.
even planned
Debbie's.
that tour.
Yes, you did. Now I am hoping that Singapore and Malaysia prove popular, because they're very high on my bucket list too. And so if there becomes another trip that becomes available,
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are. It's almost full, or it is full. I'm not sure.
okay,
It's
super.
pretty
So,
much full.
Yeah, so yeah, it'll come up again.
So Leslie, I know
Couple
there's
spots.
some significance for the tour for Leslie, and she really is super hoping and praying that the
Oh,
tour.
we all are.
Oh, we
Yeah.
all are.
yeah,
Leslie, we're with you.
Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely. That's not my tour, but I think my first one is September. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
everything keeps getting moved.
Yeah, it was this. It was.
We have like the Burgundy Barge in Paris, but
I
we gotta
don't
see
know.
what happens with that.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah, I don't know. It's all up in the air. But so you're leading that one, Debbie, and I think in the fall I'm doing I'll be in Africa for a few weeks, I believe. I think it's like 8 weeks or something like that. 2
yeah,
months.
It's
that
a
2
while.
months, and yeah, you're
Yeah.
going like back to back to back. Africa.
Yes, I'm pretty sure I was, because I was starting to add it up, and because I know I like volunteered for all of that, and I'm like,
I think it's Uganda, Tanzania, South Africa, Ethiopia, Madagascar.
yep, I think so. Yes, so I'm like, I guess I'm gonna have to come to work sometime.
No.
When exactly am I going to do that? I'm not really sure.
Well, hopefully all the animals that are sick now won't be sick in the fall.
Exactly. I'll get somebody in.
Well, I think that is about it, because we're about half an hour over time. Sorry.
Sorry, guys.
Just like to talk about this so much.
We do. It's so nice to talk about traveling. It's nice to
It
be. It's nice to be online with people and the guests, the attendees, and you guys. I mean, that we're looking forward to traveling. We're not like, we're the people that are like ready to get back out there. We're just chapping at the bit kind of thing. Whereas, pardon me, some people are like, God, I don't even want to go to the grocery store. You know, I'm like, grocery store, schmocery store. That didn't work out as well. It sounded a lot better in my head.
We did just have a question. Oh, I forgot who asked it. Sorry.
Oh,
Bridget. Bridget wondered how often we do the different trips, whether we do them annually or a couple times a year. Bridget, and everybody, it really depends on the tour itself, and how popular the tour is and how seasonal the tour is. So we have some tours that are really popular that we've done twice in a year. And then we have other tours that are maybe a little bit more expensive or a little bit more kind of obscure. So we're doing them every couple years. And then like some tried and true come up almost every year. So it really
like
kind of depends on the tour.
Yeah.
But they usually do all come back around, unless for some reason we decide it really didn't work very well. But most of the time, these tours come back around, and the more popular they are and the quicker they fill kind of thing, the more often we have them.
I think, if I can interrupt, Bridget is new to us, and she's joined Antarctic, if I remember. I think I got this right. So yay, Bridget, thank you for joining us.
So yeah, something like the Antarctic would usually come up every 2 years. So it would alternate with Arctic. So we would do, Antarctic one year, Arctic the next, then Antarctic the next year, and kind of alternate back and forth that way.
And you do try to do an Africa every year, like either south or east?
Yeah, so we do Africa, and different countries in Africa. So a lot of times we'll have tours that will like run into each other. And the reason that is that if we have members that can have more time and the ability to be gone for longer periods, sometimes they would rather be gone for a month than to be gone for 10 days, 2 weeks, and then come back and then go on another 7-day tour. So it just makes more sense for them to be gone longer in one stretch, and then that way we have a tour host that just kind of stays and does the different tours back to back.
Right.
So a lot of times Africa, like we just listed what Kirsten's doing in the fall.
Asia is another one we do all together too often.
Yeah, a lot of times Asia. So we'll have we have Thailand, Vietnam, and Cambodia all together.
Yeah.
3 different tours. So you can just do one tour if that works for you. But if you have more time and it makes more sense for you to be gone and to do them kind of back to back, you can do that too. So they'll run seamless. In that they'll go from one to the other. Sometimes there'll be a night, pre-night in the next destination or post-night, depending on flight schedules, getting from one to the other.
And then Sherry was just asking if we have American women touring with us as well as Canadian women. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, we're about 50-50.
Yeah.
So about 50% Canadian, 50% US. Every tour is different and might have different percentages, but definitely in membership and just generally, we're about 50% Canadian, 50% US.
Well, particularly because the American dollar works very favorably for our American guests.
Yeah, and that's, I think, why our US clientele is increasing, because it is financially very lucrative, because and we've now listed on the website any tours that you look at, you can see a rough approximate currency exchange to what would be in the US dollar, just to show you in US dollar what you will be paying. That is done through your credit card. So you charge the Canadian amount onto your credit card, and your credit card company then converts it to US dollars if you're in a US.
So if I can mention, having spoken to a lot of women, I think they're also, it's not just the dollar value, they're drawn to the content and the inclusions.
Exactly. I was just going to say that.
Seen it elsewhere, and that's a big sell. Thank you,
That's
Debbie.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're right. It's not just the US dollar being favorable, but the actual trips themselves.
Exactly what we're offering.
Yeah.
And we have to thank Debbie for that, because Debbie worked very hard in tour development and making the tours special and have just different inclusions and a little bit more hands-on type of things, and just a little bit kind of out of the box tours. Or out of the box.
Well, they're just a little you're not going to really find the exact same thing most places. I mean, I think there's obviously tour companies and there's some overlap, but I don't think you're going to find, you're certainly not going to find those inclusions. These are your and Debbie's planning, really. In a lot of the cases anyway.
Yeah, it's like in
Avalon, obviously, maybe not so much.
Yeah, so or river cruise, we just can't, get the whole boat chartered.
Yes.
But things like, in Ireland, it's important to us to include Northern Ireland, because I think that's really a big part of Ireland. And when you tour Ireland and you go to Northern Ireland versus the Republic, and you get to see, you learn a little bit more about the Troubles, and you see the different cultures, and it really builds on the tour and shows you more. And there's so many tours don't go to Northern Ireland, and I think it's just a cost-saving measure, right? It's easier if we don't have to deal with the pound, so they don't go to Northern Ireland. But for us, it's important to kind of show the whole thing, and that's a lot of what we put into tours. It comes from that kind of mentality that there's easy ways to do things, but we'd rather work and make it really special and something,
So you're going to have available, I think soon, the recording from CIE.
Oh, it's up.
I say, ladies, I'm sorry, women. If you haven't seen it yet, you can view the presentation that we did a couple of weeks ago from CIE Tours, and that's for the England, Wales, the Scotland, and the Ireland, which again, all three together or individually, but they did a super presentation, and if you didn't get to be participant, yeah, go on and see it. So you will find that under the gallery, Marianne?
Yeah, it'll be under video gallery. So it's up on YouTube right now.
Okay.
And I will put a link to it on the video gallery on the website. So under gallery, when you look at the top kind of menu, there's a gallery. If you click on that, there's a photo gallery and a video gallery. So all these travel talk videos go into the video gallery. So you can kind of see any of them.
Yes.
That you might have missed, and that'll be under video gallery.
It was a super presentation. They're just such a reputable company to work with, Debbie. Just super. So yeah, please look at it, ladies. We need more.
Okay, now that we're even farther over,
Yeah, you have
we're
to,
gonna close
you have to come and pick up your cat, you know.
Yes, I know. I gotta get back. It's had a hard day.
I know. But poor Buzz. He's doing well though. He looks way better.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
He
so
looks
good.
like a cat again at
Yay.
least. Yay.
Thank you. You're my hero.
Oh, you're welcome.
Poor baby.
No problem.
Okay, well, thank you everybody for attending, and thank you to all our tour hosts for being here and talking about your experiences. And we cannot wait to be traveling with you again.
Yeah.
Counting the moments. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you very soon.
Bye,
Take care.
ladies.
Thank
Bye.
you. Bye.